Andrew Anderson. Our company is Interlochen Ventures. We're a real estate investment company, and we coach with Samurai for 8 years. And my wife coached with us for about 5 or 6 of those years, and I coached independently for the first couple of years. Well, Samurai Success played one of the most important roles in our lives, both personal and professional, not just business, certainly. And so to describe the role that they played would be, certainly business and certainly success and certainly more money and all of the things that usually attract business owners to coaching. And those were definitely there. But to say that was where it stopped would be falling way short of the influence that Samurai had in our lives. So I think that we have a healthier marriage because of it. I think that we have healthier friendships and relationships because of our time with Samurai, and I know that we have more profitable, more financial success with Sam since we've started coaching with Samurai. Yeah, I remember I came to David. I was introduced to him by a real estate friend, and this was, man, early 2012 or 13, 14, 15 actually. And I said, there's no more deals. There's no more real estate deals. And I remember I was at a point, we had been flipping houses and owning rentals for about 6 years. And I remember I said, I'm either going to have to figure out a way to make this work, or I'm going to have to go find other work. And so I came to Dave and I just told him flat out, as if it were gospel truth, there's no more deals. And he just gave me that knowing look and said, okay. And then we started to unpack it over time. And that was the original issue, the original problem that led us to coaching was no more real estate deals. And like a patient coach would, he sort of unpacked it, and he finally led us to some self-discovery in the way that they do, that it was a function of mindset. It was a function of beliefs, and that those beliefs were indirectly downstream getting us the results that we expected because of what we believed. And then over time, wasn't very long, but over time, we started to change those. And I remember my wife was very, very hesitant the first year of coaching because it was very expensive. We thought it was expensive at the time. We didn't necessarily look at it as an investment in ourselves or in our business. We just needed a solution, and a quick solution. But I remember that very first year, we looked at our financials, and my wife Summer was like, "Yep, okay, you're going to keep doing this," and it wasn't long; it was fast. And so that the patient discovery of hey, our beliefs do lead to our results, both in personal and professional life. It didn't take long to actually have an effect in our financials. But that was what led us to Samurai in the early days. There were certainly a lot of strategies and helpful tactics. I embarrassingly enough, after graduating with a degree in finance, I had no idea how to read business financials before we came to Samurai, and I didn't really know why I needed to understand my P&L or my balance sheet or my cash flow statement. Obviously, those are helpful as a business owner, and so I learned those during the process. And the trackers that they introduced, like the BAM tracker or the BTA, were immensely helpful. But again, I think probably the most helpful tactic was understanding what they call the chain of command, that our beliefs and values downstream dictate our results every single time. And so unpacking that and all of my own shortcomings, or all of my own, perceived shortcomings in our business, and reverse engineering it towards a successful, or what we feel like was successful, result, that has singularly been the most helpful. But to just say that is it seems a little bit insubstantial to people who've not experienced that real change. And so, you can tack in the financials and the BTA and the BAM tracker and all of these things. I was first introduced to the concept that you can't manage what you don't track by Samurai. So, tracking our timelines and tracking our budgets and actually managing those was it was a fairly novel concept, and that seems so elementary. But this keep in mind we had been in this business for 6 years at the time that we came to Samurai, and we still did not truly manage our construction timelines or manage our construction budgets. Certainly not in a way that we do now. And so, yeah, I would say that I think the biggest thing as far as profitability has been just management of the ongoing project. That was an area of my life that I would just kind of check out in. Wasn't a natural born manager, to be sure. Yeah, we started having kids in 2012, and by the time they were 4, 6, 8 years old, we had only one of our kids was in school, and we decided that we really wanted to travel, and we wanted to travel full time. Um, and we hatched that vision in like late 2018, and we came to Samurai in 2019 with this idea that, hey, we wanna we want to travel full time. We actually wrote a letter to them, and we read it to them. Said, hey, we want to travel full time, and we also want to continue pursuing success in our business and pursuing excellence. This is not like a relegation to poverty or to having less financial abundance. That we want to pursue all of these things simultaneously. And we had learned enough about working with Samurai at that time that if we have a very, very clear vision and we're confident in it, Samurai is going to support that 100%. It's that identity that we talked about, right? If we don't know who we are and if we're wishy-washy, they're very, very good at picking that up. But we came to Samurai with a clear intention, and we wanted to travel. And so we told them, and from that day, that was late 2018, early 2019, they helped us in that mission. They said, hey, okay, if you're going to be gone, you're not going to be here physically present. You're going to be doing a lot of this via video. You're going to be a lot of it via phone, via photos. How can we do this? Let's start practicing. Let's start getting this machine prepared for you to leave. And so they spent the entire year of 2019 with that purpose in mind. And then we left in early 2020, traveled for a year. Well, I think it helps to have somebody who's more experienced, not just in, life and in age and in relationships, but also with all of, the broad industries that Samurai coaches. Um, they're able to sort of absorb what's going on in overall economies, and then kind of share wisdom within our coaching systems, and share confidence too. The sky hasn't ever fallen yet, but a lot of times we feel like that. And sometimes it's nice to have a sage in your corner just reminding you, hey, this is not the end of it. This is not the end of anything. This is just how you're feeling right now. That's very, very helpful. And we've kind of learned through coaching with Samurai that our results are far less a function of economic activity, and far more a function of our own behaviors. We have certainly lost money on real estate projects, but in reviewing those, it was usually us. It was not really the economy's fault. And we've seen people succeed through downturns, and we've seen people really struggle through downturns, and we have been those people at different times. It's not the economy, it's not the exterior, it's always internal. It's always what's going on inside, and then is that's how your business operates. It's the return on investment for coaching. If you were to ask me to look at that, it wouldn't be a number. It wouldn't be financial. It's just way too valuable to put a number on, because our primary return on investment has been personal development. I mean, I don't think it's a stretch to say that if you have to put a financial number to it, it's certainly millions, because it changed who we were, changed who we are now, and it changed our trajectory in the future. Um, so certainly millions, but it's worth far more than that. Joy and peace and happiness, and not perfection, and every single day isn't some rainbows and Skittles type of day now necessarily, but I mean, it changed all of our relationships. It changed our vibration. It changed everything that we will experience from before we started coaching with Samurai, and the lives of all of our kids, because we are now different people in our household raising kids in that way. So impossible to put a number on it. So many. Yeah, and I mean, we talked about swords of illumination. I I said that it's kind of corrected me so many times, or helped me self-assess and self-realign with my goals and objectives and my identity. But I think that understanding that all of the results in life that you get in business and relationships and health, that they are a function of what you think about yourself, your identity. That has been, it's impossible to understate how important that has been for our lives. Before coming to Samurai, I had no concept of that. I had no understanding that all of the experiences in my life are a result of what I think about myself, and what I think about the outside world, and what I believe and what my identity is. I think that would probably be the maybe the most basic, the most fundamental, the most broad spanning concept. There are certainly many, many more. I would, and I have referred a few people. I would say I think the student needs to be ready for sure, and so I don't refer Samurai Success to all my friends necessarily, or to all my peers. But I would say that if you want to make more money and learn a lot about yourself, and begin a journey of personal growth, go coach with Samurai Success.